Hey, how are you? Viral Downtown Podcast. Welcome back. This is episode number 3. It is Thursday, August 24th. How's it going, guys? Ryan Rubinowitz here. Trent Bailey, Ryan Collins, Brandon Coors behind the scenes. Since we are doing this on StreamYard virtually, he is with us in spirit, backstage. He is not with us on screen. Man behind the mask. But what's going on, guys? Fill me in. What's up?
Life is good. It's very, very, very hot in Nashville. I'll tell you that. It's like 103 degrees today, but I'd rather
everywhere, dude.
Hot than too cold.
Yeah, it's hot in Michigan too. I think there's some global heat wave or something. I don't know.
What's up, Trent? You said you golfed yesterday?
I did. It was like 100 degrees yesterday. I golfed. I was dripping sweat after the first hole. It was the worst round of my life, but it was a great time. I had a lot of fun. I really did have a lot of fun. I'm not just saying.
What did you shoot? You didn't really give us like a clear answer on what you shot.
I stopped keeping score.
Did you play 18?
It was that bad. No, 9. Like, there's no way we could have done
it. How are you not able to hold yourself accountable for keeping score for 9 holes?
My first
probably had like 50 beers. That's why.
Well, that's part of it. My first 6 holes went like this, Rabs. 6, 7, 7, 7, 6, 8, 8. Or whatever. I might have just given you 7 holes, whatever.
Okay.
That is how it started. In the last few holes, I just didn't even keep track, but it was fun. I think I got better. Adversity. Pressure makes diamonds. Iron sharpens iron.
Do you enjoy the sport?
It sounds like you sucked. How does that? Why are you saying pressure makes diamonds?
Because I'm not a good golfer to begin with. So if I get out there and just, you know how it goes. You hit a few shots that keep you coming back.
No, for sure.
Yeah. I had a few good drives.
I was a good golfer. Collins, what's your handicap these days?
Like a 5.
Really? I had, not to toot my own horn, I was in Cleveland this last weekend visiting a friend that just moved down there. Went to a Tigers-Guardians game. Had to be careful there. Almost slipped up a little bit. 2023. Cool city, honestly, Cleveland. Cool city, gets a bad rap. But we played 2 rounds. I'm trying to think of the name of the course we played. Best round I've had in years. Like, I went to my GIN app that keeps all your handicaps, and I went all the way back to like 2021 or 2020. And I'm coming in around Collins like a 17-3 handicap. Not good. Love to play the game. Been playing since I was 3. Like, I just have never gotten any better, even though I took lessons. Beside the point, shot an 85.
There you go.
Not bad. 85. I was so fired up to it. I was in bad shape that morning too. Like, iced coffee from McDonald's, two McDonald's hash browns, like 1 little donut action.
Iced coffee. What's it called? That's your hangover elixir?
No, I didn't have anything. I didn't have another option.
Collins, isn't yours 4 large sodas from McDonald's?
Yeah, two large Cokes, 2 large Sprites.
Well, my buddy's place, he literally lives like in his backyard as a McDonald's, which can be very dangerous.
That would be a huge issue.
But we were just his girlfriend works nights as a nurse, so she brought home donuts because her shift was like 7 p.m. maybe to like 7:30 in the morning. So she brought donuts home, which is legendary move, unbelievable. So I had a donut, and then I was like, I need something to wake up a little bit here because I got to get in the groove. So I went to McDonald's, got the coffees for the boys, came back, had some hash browns, and just we rolled with it. I had a great round.
Wait, you just got hash browns, no breakfast, Sammy?
Dude, they were taking so long. It was such a feel thing for me. I walked in there, I read the scene, I saw how many people were in the lobby. I kind of gauged the speed of the workers, how they were moving, and I'm like, there is no way that I can sit here and wait for a McGriddle or anything like that. We're getting hash browns, we're going. And that was it.
That's fine. McGriddle's a little heavy too before you're going to golf, but
the heat too.
Yeah, I would have mixed in maybe a couple sausage burritos if I was that McD's, but
yeah.
What type of donut did you have?
Just like I'm a big frosted with sprinkles guy. I just keep it nice and.
Are you like a chocolate frosted sprinkles or strawberry?
Probably lean chocolate. These are like good donuts though. They weren't Dunkin'.
No, I hear you. I'm a donut guy. Like I like nice
quality made, but I usually the chocolate covered with sprinkles is what played for me for sure. So that was all fine and dandy, but I had a good round.
There's nothing worse. Like there's great donut shops, and then there's those fucking like It's like the spread offense in the 90s, like when all the commentators are like, this is sissy football. They're not moving and when they get in the cold weather months, they're not defense wins championships. That's how I feel about donuts. Those super like special like donut places that do all the fancy weird stuff. That's not a good donut place. I need a donut place that can make a nice Boston cream, nice jelly filled. I need a nice sour cream donut in the mix. And a great strawberry frosted and a mediocre like everything else. Know what I mean? Great donuts
you don't need the Gen Z like.
There's a bar at this donut shop. There's a couple old timers having a coffee. That's the type of donut place I like.
Really? Okay. Very good. Well, a lot to do today on episode 3 of the Viral Downtown podcast. We will talk some fantasy football. We will talk Shohei Ohtani news. I don't know if anyone has seen, what is the documentary called? But there's a Johnny Manziel documentary, and there's another one.
It's called Johnny. So those Netflix Untolds, Johnny Football is one of them, and then Swamp Kings about the 2006 to 2009 Florida Gators.
Did Swamp King just come out?
Yeah, it's like 4 parts. They both fucking sucked, but we'll talk about it.
Okay, well we'll get to that later. On the heels of our fast food draft last week, which Ryan Collins, you are the winner of that draft with our fast food items. Congratulations.
What's it called? I will say something. For my dessert, I don't know if I got a bump for my dessert. That wasn't the dessert I picked, but I just rolled with it since I was winning. I think I had McDonald's ice cream cone, but I think Cord put that.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
I think he
put
that there.
Core. Yeah.
And to be honest, that I didn't even think of that. That shit's fire. The shake.
It might have helped.
It might have, dude. That shit's so good. So thank you, Core.
But you are the winner nonetheless of the fast food item draft. This week's draft, which I guess we can start the show with this. We are doing a celebrity house party guest list. So we will pick an athlete, a musician, an actor / actress, a TV personality, and a wild card for if you were hosting a house party. What is your invite list?
Are we saying like house party or like who you want to like travel with? This is just one night, right?
One night.
Yeah, one night house party because we're on the heels. We're recording this on Thursday, August 24th. My little brother just went back up to school today, but this is like welcome week, I guess, essentially, right? People are moving back into college. High school, I feel like most people don't start until after Labor Day, but this is not a high school. Maybe it's a high school friendly podcast. I don't care what you do. You can listen to this. I don't care who you are. You can listen to the podcast. But for the most part, given our profanity and use of alcoholic beverage references, this is a college and up podcast. But nonetheless, welcome week for many people. Very exciting times. There is not a day that goes by that I don't wish that I was moving back up to school. I went to school at Michigan State, as all 3 of us did. Not a day that goes by that I don't wish I could be moving back up to school right now, because being on the other side of it and having to be an adult and live in the real world is not a good time. At least for me. I mean, I don't know how you guys feel.
Well, of course I'd love to go back to Gunston Street and just prod around and jump on the roof and do all this crazy shit all the time. I'd love to do that. You kidding me?
The best thing about Welcome Week, everyone's like, "Oh, this would be so great, so great," and then no one can sleep for like 2 weeks because it's none of those college places have air conditioning and it's like literally 100 degrees. Yeah, definitely the best. I mean, that shit's the best. I miss it. But
my mom was posting pictures on Facebook because that's just what my mom does when she moved my brother into school. They were inside the dorm room sweating. That's the thing. That's a fucked up thing about Michigan State is they make you spend 2 years in the dorm before you can go out and do an apartment or a house or something like that. So my brother got moved in yesterday, and all the pictures on Facebook everyone's sweating their ass off because there's no AC. You have to make up some fucked up excuse of why you got like asthma or something, or like, I don't know, like depression. Then you get put the AC unit in your room and you're good to go. But it is a mess. You just have to suffer through it. And granted, we're lucky that we live in Michigan or we went to school in Michigan, to where you really only have to battle through maybe a couple of weeks of the tail end of the heat until you can really get over it and you're fine. But it is tough. But let's chop it around real quick. Let's toss the ball around. What are some of your welcome week tips, survival guides? Or I don't know. Let's
just moving it anywhere. This doesn't have to be. I mean, anything especially. I mean, a place like State, welcome week is it can get out of hand real quick. You don't need to start as early as you think you do. especially in a situation like that. When it's different when it's like a game day and stuff. When you're like you kind of got to get the wheels turning. You don't need to start at 11 a.m. when everyone's going like everyone just the night is usually the better part and during welcome week.
Well, because there's nothing going on. Like you don't have school or anything either. Like you don't have. There's no reason to get.
Well, the way
State
did it, I mean, a lot of places. I think CMU, you're literally up there for a week and you don't go to school. State, you get up there on like Friday, and then you start on Wednesday, something like that, right?
Yeah, you only get like four days. It's weird.
So it's like, but if you have a house or you live in an apartment, you move in there early and you do stuff. What most of the time people are working, they're just in bed. But I'm not one for like, oh, take it easy. Oh, I'm not one of those guys to live your life however you want to live it. But just don't be the guy who falls asleep at 6 p.m. and just doesn't make it out like the first two nights. Like you gotta take it easy until the night, and then you let it rip because you got that whole next day to sleep it off.
Here's my tip, and this is I'm very serious about this tip. Do not form your bar departure evening habits based on welcome week. Don't do it, because here's the thing: if you got to make.
What do you mean? Explain. I don't even know what you mean.
When I'm talking about like leaving for the bar. When you leave for the bar, welcome week, you can go whenever you want because it's still hot outside and you can wait in line. You're fine, but don't create a habit of you and the boys or you and the squad or whoever not leaving until 10, because then when it actually, when it's basketball season and Michigan State just picked up a huge win over Michigan, for example, random example there, by the way.
Random.
Then you don't have to wait in line in the freezing cold for like an hour and a half when you want to try to get into one of the big bars. That's all I'm saying. Welcome week is busy. It is what it is. So you better rather be early than late, but don't get used to the whole, oh, it's fine. We can take our time. And then like we're waiting.
Oh, welcome week's like the busiest week. What are you talking about?
No, what I'm saying is don't formulate your habits based on welcome week because it's so oversaturated.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
If you're new to this, by the way, we don't endorse 18-year-olds going to the bar. 21 and up only.
Yeah, be 21. Well, just be 21.
Wink.
In some way, shape, or form. Find a way to be 20. I remember
if you get into the bar, you're 21 in my book. That's all I mean.
Yeah, it's not your problem. At that point, it's not your problem.
It's not my problem. It's the bar's problem. Yeah. What's it called? I don't know. Just in general, like, especially when you're like your brother's like in the dorm, that's like a completely different thing now. It really is.
Well, my first welcome week experience, my freshman year, I remember. So I lived in East Holmes. This will make no sense to anyone, unless you went to Michigan State. I lived in East Holmes, and I went back-to-back nights, walked, because at that point I didn't have any money. I didn't know what Uber was. Like I was learning the game, so I walked all the way from East Holmes to Phi Delta Theta, which is like literally like probably an hour and a half walk. Crazy walk.
State,
I didn't know what
to
do.
No
yeah,
joke.
It's no joke, Michigan State. I walked an hour to hour and a half there with a couple of my buddies to one of my friends' fraternities. Hung out there, came all the way back, did the same thing the next night. So but you guys are right. Time, like get your dorm room set up, get your house set up, get your apartment set up, get your, worry about your books, whatever. I would take like that first day, if you can get moved in around, in the morning around noon, get yourself set up, because Friday night to Saturday to Sunday, like time does not exist. You have nothing to wake up for. You're just feeling out the lay of the land. The calves are probably open at this point. Like, just do what you got to do. Be safe, mix in the water, but just do what you got to do. Like, because that's the thing. If you're going to be a responsible college student, we got football games coming up. You got class. Like, this is the time for you to just put your foot on the gas and figure it out and find yourself on Barstool or something.
No, I hate those people. If you're a loser who jumps off your roof and you're like,
don't jump off your roof.
Sweet. How is that fun? How is that relaxing?
Yeah, no need. You can drink and be cool without jumping off.
Yeah, you can just sit on your porch and have a good time and not cause, I don't know, trying to be a weirdo.
Some people like the adrenaline. Some people like that.
Some people do. They're probably a loser. That's what I would say. But that's, I don't know. I'm also a no fun police type of guy. What was I going to say, though? It's so different, though, Rab. So when you have like a house or you live in an apartment in college and when you're at the dorms, because when you're at the dorms, you don't really know anyone. You have an assortment of friends, especially if you go to an in-state big party school at state, kind of. Like you have an assortment of friends, but you also like have a decent amount of high school people that you know that you're sort of friends with that you kind of hang out with there that first month or two. But like by like junior and senior year, you kind of have your sweet spot and you know what you're doing. So you kind of just like, okay, boys, this is the plan. We're going to play golf at 9 a.m. We're going to do this, we're going to do this. And then you're just like locked in for like 4 straight days till the football game. But
yeah,
I don't know.
You literally like you
don't
can't.
don't be the guy who doesn't make it out. Pace yourself.
Yes.
If you want to die when you're out there, that's when you don't die. But
if you want to die on the field.
If you're gonna die in the field, do it at the bar. That's my word of advice. How about that?
That's good.
Because you don't want to be the guy or the gal who wakes up in their bed and they're like, "Oh, you just missed what happened." Like, so Jenna and Tom were just in a fight all night. It was crazy. They're just yelling at each other and stuff. And so you won't even, and then you won't believe who Brooke took home from the bar. So like you always just want to be there for those stories. That's the best part.
The next day,
the best part of
the next
living
day
with your friends
stories.
or going out anywhere is the night after. You're like, dude, did you see what he did? What a loser! Or you're like that is my favorite part of life. I think those are my favorite parts of life.
Yeah, Rabs, can I throw this in there? One of the funniest things ever, like hardest I've ever laughed sometimes. And you're a funny guy. Rabs is a funny guy. I laugh at Rabs quite often. But your Snapchat stories with your buddies when you're playing golf through the bar and you get
at Rick's.
Yeah, and it's just like you're doing the ball tracer.
Well, that's the thing, dude. I look back on my experience in college, and like I'm not a huge like party animal by any means, but every now and then you go mix it up at the bar with the fellas. They're just some stupid stuff that we thought was really funny, like literally hitting an invisible golf ball throughout the bar and with the shot tracer on Snapchat and like standing in the middle of the dance floor pretending to hit golf balls and like asking people to get out of the way. People would like complain. Oh yeah, dude, like so like sorry. Like it's not like no one knows what's going on. But happy welcome week to you guys. We're all jealous of you as three guys that are 23, 24, 25. So enjoy it. Be safe. All right. Let's talk a little bit of fantasy football real quick. I know we've been talking about football the last 2 weeks. Trent, you have the most obnoxious fantasy football league in the world, right? You have 16 teams?
16 of the best
Dude,
guys.
get the fuck out of that. Like, seriously.
You can't. Dude, there's – okay.
Can I give the 30 second?
Go ahead. Go ahead. Give your elevator pitch.
It's my high school buddies, okay? And I was not that the supremacy or the order or the seniority matters a ton. I was in it when it was a normal league. I was in it from its inception. Maybe not its inception, but around.
Whose fault was it that it became a conglomerate? It just became the Big Ten now has 50 teams.
Now we just wanted to keep the more the merrier, and it's a higher payout. And I've now hit the rush of last season. I was in the 2 seasons ago. I think I was in the championship, and it's a really, really fun feeling. It adds that much more to it because it's that much harder to get there. It's that much harder to have a winning team. It's that much harder to hit the waiver wire, and it's that much more money when you win. So
it's also that much. It's that much harder to draft players that are actually in the league because by the time it gets to like the 10th round, you're drafting guys that like haven't like are free agents. I'm sure I'm taking Lawrence Maroney here just in case he decides to come out of retirement and play. Like
that is correct. You're drafting like rookies. You're drafting practice squad players.
So what draft pick do you have?
I have the 14th overall pick. We had
our draft. That's so tough.
Dude, does the draft take fucking 2.5 hours?
That's so tough. So you're guaranteed to not get a top 10 pick.
Well, factually, yes. I mean, I'm 14.
Yeah, that was blatantly obvious.
Let me pull up the ESPN fantasy football rankings here because I want your guys' advice on this. And granted, some of my buddies listen to this, so I hope they don't like sabotage me here after I give like 3 guys I really like at that range. But I'm 14 out of 16. I think around that area, it's like. Amon Ross St. Brown is like 17th. I think I'm gonna try to snag him. The problem is a lot of these guys are Lions fans, and someone might pick him.
Yeah, he might go earlier, dude. I have a second overall pick in one of my leagues. I would take him at 2, and Colin's gonna roll his eyes. I would take him at 2. I would.
Well, and it is PPR, or I think it's half PPR, something like that.
Hate that.
I know. You pick a side, but that's not here nor there. Whatever. Democracy. That's what the league wanted. But yes, I have the 14th overall pick. Send in your condolences or your if you want to help me out, let me know who's in that range, who you like. When is Travis Kelce going? He definitely goes
top 10. Top 10.
Okay.
You're gonna get AJ Brown at 14, maybe. Tony Pollard.
Tony Pollard.
You could. I mean, dude, he is useful. I'm just saying. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. You got the 14th pick. You'll be sitting there for a week waiting for your pick to come by.
And obviously it's a snake draft, so I usually like to be right in the middle, right in the sweet spot.
Yeah.
Back in the day, I used to pick Matt Stafford in like the third round. He'd be like the second or third QB off the board after like Brady and Rodgers. I'd pick Stafford every year.
First round pick this year, Stafford, maybe. You never know.
Fantasy football's in the air. We don't have to waste a ton of time on it because there's that old joke about nobody cares about your fantasy football team.
Do you guys have loser punishments in your league?
We do, and my good friend Gavin. Shout out Gavin. He got married this summer.
Shout out.
But
Congratulations, Gavin.
He had to play a round of golf in a tutu. That was his punishment. The year before, Cole, my other really, really good friend Cole, he actually quit the league after this. I don't think it had anything to do with the punishment, but the punishment was 24 hours in an IHOP. Every pancake you eat takes an hour off your time. Yeah. And he was a champ. I think he was out of there in like 4 hours. He ate like 24 pancakes in 4 hours.
So easy, dude. Everyone's like, "Oh, that's a punishment." That's fucking fun.
Well, I think it's part of the
Collins. It's another Saturday for Collins.
Basically.
Yeah.
When I go cheat meal, it's up there.
What do you guys do for the punishments? I want to hear it.
I don't do a punishment.
We're famous for like I am in so many leagues now, and they're leagues that I literally can't leave. Like I'm in a work league with people I used to work with that like I just kind of have to play in that one. I'm kind of grandfathered in. I'm in one that I've been in for like a decade plus. Another one that I actually just joined this year that I've been wanting to get in. It's like a very prestigious league amongst a group of friends that I've been kind of outside looking in. Somehow I'm the commissioner of that league now too. I don't know how that happened. I'm in a dynasty league. I can't escape my leagues. So whatever. I'm leaning into it. Every single league I'm in, it's the same song and dance of like, we have to do a loser punishment this year. What should we do? And we always talk about it and never decide on one. I think the IHOP thing is like kind of overplayed. Like that just sucks. Like I think a loser punishment should be something that you do it that everyone can enjoy and like be there together or as many people as you can. Like a round of golf wearing like a tutu or a woman's outfit, like that's funny. You guys can have fun. You can laugh because he's wearing a ridiculous outfit. The IHOP thing is like literally ruin someone's day. Someone can get sick. No one wants to sit there and watch anyone eat pancakes all day long. I think bringing a blow-up doll to a restaurant's funny. Like that's funny. Or just wearing something nuts in public. That stuff is good. That's all in good fun, in my opinion. Collins, you gotta have an opinion on the loser punishment thing.
I would like to do one. We just have never. We used to have the loser has to pay the buy-in again. Okay. Which is nothing. And everyone hated it. And they're like, oh, we're not doing it this year. Awesome. I'm not, you know this about, I like fantasy football. It's not like, I'm more of a gambler. You know what I mean? I would prefer to gamble.
Riverboat Ryan.
Yeah, Collins, but Purple Sharks for life.
I know, P Shark for life. I thought it was the Sharks year last year. Lost in the championship game. Fuck you, Mike Evans. Played one good game all last year. Had like 4 touchdowns and like 200 yards against the Panthers and put out like a 60 spot on me. But yeah, I'm not about the punishment. It's about the other stuff. Like right now, currently, while we're doing this podcast, we are doing our draft order on Twitch. It's a Royal Rumble, like on WWE 2009. Like, so I'm currently a little distracted as I'm watching as I don't know what order I'm in, but yeah, no. I'm the first guy in, whatever. So I'm probably gonna lose that, but
you never know. Sometimes they make it up. There wasn't one Royal Rumble where the first guy made it out. I remember. I'm trying to think of who it was. Triple H, maybe. I don't know.
What sounds like something Triple H. You guys explain that to me like I'm a 5-year-old.
Oh, the WWE. It's like you every cut. Like it starts off with 2 guys in the ring, I think, and then every like 30 seconds they throw a new guy in, and if you get thrown over the top rope, you're out. So there could legitimately be like 20 guys in the ring at the same time.
Is that I don't know how to describe it. Just a video game thing?
No, it's in they do it in the WWE.
Never I don't know how to Royal Rumble.
I don't
I
know how
think
to
the
describe it other than
WWE
it's a Royal Rumble.
But
Like
that's
it
just
is what it is, and it's a Royal Rumble. That's pretty much it. So, okay, good stuff. Last sports thing until we get to the non-sports stuff. Well, I guess we're talking sports documentaries, but Shohei Ohtani news. So I guess he is no longer pitching for the rest of the season because he is torn
I
a
think he's just
ligament.
done for the rest of the year.
Is he just done? I thought he just wasn't pitching.
He tore his UCL. I don't think you can fucking swing with that, right?
Yeah, but I saw that he tore his UCL, but I'm not sure if it's like I don't think he's going to require. Apparently, did he already had Tommy John?
Yeah.
I don't remember that, but I don't know if it's the same arm, but they said that he's probably not going to require Tommy John this time. Can you get Tommy John twice?
I guess. Okay, it says won't pitch. I'm looking. You can get Tommy John twice. Won't pitch the rest of the season, but could still hit.
Okay. Well,
So-
I mean that's a crazy story because number one, I mean Shohei Ohtani, like this whole phenomenon of this guy. How many years has he been in the league, Collins, in Major League Baseball?
This
It's
is
his
fourth
third year.
Yeah.
Fourth year. I mean, like truly, and it's hard with baseball because obviously, especially when it comes to our age demographic, baseball is easily the least popular sport among the four major ones at this point. But like when you
I don't
talk
know about
about
that, but
what do you think? Who pays it? Like hockey is the least.
I think
Really?
hockey's
in America, yeah. That's I mean not
Okay,
worldwide,
maybe.
obviously, but in America.
Maybe.
I think
but
what's
either,
it called? I think we're in a isolated spot in Detroit where maybe you could honestly make the point that basketball is like the least popular major sport in Detroit. But yeah, I think baseball is probably like 3
But
consistently.
either way, you have to just recognize how and like I think it's almost hard to wrap your head around like how good this guy is at baseball. Like just how good he is on the mound and how good he is at the plate and how hard it is to do both. And the fact that he will literally pitch and hit in the same game sometimes too. Like that's the shit that Babe Ruth was doing, and like no one was around to watch Babe Ruth. You just have to
Well,
take.
and even then, like to the Babe Ruth point, it's like he wasn't doing it at the same time. He was a really good pitcher and then was a really good hitter. Shohei is both at the same time, like elite and elite at both. It's crazy.
How old is Shohei Ohtani?
27 or 28, I believe. I'll look
So
that
you
up.
have, you have to imagine like if he's playing at least 10 more years, I can't like it's crazy to wrap your head around.
He's
like,
29.
What? He's 20. So that's the thing because he came into the league later than So I don't know, man. I mean, is this guy really as good as he's cracked? Like, I mean,
Yes,
level.
yes, he's the best baseball player to ever play baseball.
Really?
I would agree with that actually.
Well,
he's legit. No, he is to do this both ways. He's legit had last year. He legit had a Cy Young caliber year and an MVP caliber year at the plate. Like no one has ever done that. And Babe
I feel like if Patrick Mahomes was like doing what he's doing, and then he's like suiting up at middle linebacker and
is
like
good
baseball. Yeah,
he's good.
And like he's actually good. Yeah, like he's getting a sack a game, like that kind of thing.
But your point, Rabs, is if it doesn't seem sustainable injuries wise and stuff like that. But what he is doing is so historic, and like you said, baseball is so unpopular. I think he's one of the only guys who've kind of got a little juice in the game recently. But where he goes in free agency, this whole like him tearing his UCLA. Shout out the Bruins. UCL, whatever the fuck that is. Is that in your elbow?
Yeah.
Tommy
John.
That completely changes like how much like there's projections that he was going to get $750 million in free agency, like guaranteed money. Nuts. And he the thing is, I think someone's probably still going to give him that, but like what I don't even know how you could. And guess what? He is a seat filler. You're going to sell so many jerseys overseas immediately if you sign him. I don't know if you can commit $650 million to a guy. Like his whole appeal is I can pitch and hit. Would you rather have him pitch the rest of his career or hit?
Pitch.
Probably hit.
Well, really? I guess with this injury, probably hit. Yes. But I think
but without the injury, he's healthy. And they're like, okay, man, to preserve you, we need you to decide.
Pitch, no doubt. But keep him sharp. Let him DH once or twice a series, and then when he does get older and he's lost his fastball, then let him hit.
Is he that effective of a pitcher to like Collins, like really over his hitting ability? Like he hits for average, he hits for power.
I mean, did you not watch him when he pitched against the Tigers this year?
I don't remember.
He had like a 2-hit shutout.
Well, for his career,
against the Tigers.
He's only a 274 career hitter. Like it's not like he's like 330.
Only a 274 hitter who hits like 50 bombs a year.
Yes, no, dude, that's he is like he's great at the plate. Good.
I was trying to contextualize it like he's not like I think he's a much better pitcher than a hitter personally. But the fact that he can do both is what makes him such a unicorn, as we've already talked about. So yes, while I say only a 274, I'm just trying to keep it all in context. Like if you could only have him do one and he's healthy, you'd rather have him pitch.
He's been 304 with 91 RBIs right now.
Yeah, and Trent wants him to pitch.
No, do you want to hear his pitching numbers?
Let me hear.
His pitching numbers are fucking insane too.
Kerry Carpenter, if he was playing the whole year, would have 304 and that many.
Ohtani's at 44 home runs, 300. He's batting 300 and 91 RBIs on a bad baseball team.
What are the pitching numbers?
I am. I'm looking. I'm sorry. Baseball Reference is being super slow. Why the fuck? Oh, it's last 5 games. I just want to see. There's too much stats in baseball. What the fuck?
What's his WAR?
What's his whip?
I know. That's what's showing me. I don't care.
I don't WAR. I can look this up in 2 seconds.
His WAR is 9.6.
Is that good?
Very good.
I still don't understand. So I have to look into the WAR stat. I just don't. Wins above. I just don't understand it.
I don't either.
I don't understand it.
So what's it called? His standard pitching stats. So 2018, he only started 6 games at a 3.31 ERA.
Not impressed.
It's basically his career ERA is a 3 point. He is averaging strikeouts per 9 innings 11.
Oh,
baseball. Yeah.
Is that good?
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah. So I mean,
right, whatever. What's he doing this year? Can I have the stats for this year? What are his stats for this year on the mound?
That's what I just gave him to. He's pitching. He's at 3.14 ERA. He's 10-5 and 23 starts. Strikeouts per 9 innings, 11.4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'd rather have him to play. I mean,
last year he came in 4th in the Cy Young and came 2nd in MVP. So that's
okay.
I mean,
that's fine with me. I understand. I would rather have him to play though. But what do his contract terms look like in your opinion? And where is he going?
The thing about it is it's kind of hard because you were like, it's kind of funny. Back in the day, you'd be like, because there are 10 teams that are probably going to bid for him. It'll be the Mets, the Yankees, the Red Sox, maybe. I know they've been a little cheap.
Dodgers,
San Francisco Giants, the Angels.
It's all the same teams every year. All the teams with all the money.
I would say, honestly, just those 5 teams. I'd be shocked if he goes somewhere else other than
Padres.
Padres, they've already spent $1 trillion on other guys, so I don't think so. Maybe the Phillies, if they wanted it. I know they've spent a ton of money in the past. You have to be committed to spending like $600 million because that's what he's. And the thing about it, it throws a wrench in this is this UCL thing. It drops his value in half, but he's still, it drops in half. He's still a $300 million player who is the most famous baseball player since Bonds.
Yeah, I guess.
Like, seriously, he sells so many jerseys in a fill your stadium, so it's worth it. I think the Mets are going to throw an astronomical number at him. If he can't pitch, and it's a Tommy John thing next year, I think they'll just eat it and then wait for him. But if you have an opportunity to get a player like this, you have to fucking do it. He's so good. So I think the Mets would – I think it's going to turn out to be like $550 million. Everyone's talking these crazy contract projections. I think it's going to be shorter term. Like everyone's saying like 10 or 12 years. Like it's going to be laid out. I could see it being like 8 years, $500 million, where it's like crazy yearly, but it's worth it. You're getting that back.
And it doesn't tie you down like for 10 plus years. That's kind of where
I think it's going to be shorter term, and just the year by year salary would be eye popping. I think that's not like you've seen teams do that recently, especially because the MLB free agent market's so fucking weird now. Like 2 years ago, Correa took that 1 for 30 deal after he had like deals for like 8 years and like 15 million. And I bet he wish he took that now because he's kind of fucked now with his ankle. But the long term, these teams aren't giving out long term deals. But I honestly think it sounds like he wants to stay in the West Coast. I hope he goes to the Giants. I think that would be cool.
That's where I think he's going. I really do.
It just feels right. I could see him in that jersey.
The Mets, I can too. The Mets are also like trying to rebuild, I feel like, after dumping off Scherzer and Verlander. I don't really know what their direction looks like. People were talking about Seattle too because of like following in the footsteps of Ichiro. But I think San Francisco have a pretty strong Asian population too there, don't they?
Yes.
In San Francisco. I don't think that he really cares about the money, truthfully. He's going to get so much money as it is. So it doesn't matter. I mean, it is remarkable just the value of these contracts, though, I would say, is like just that. I mean, because that's the thing. You're literally paying him as a premier pitcher and a premier bat. So that's where that dollar amount comes from. It's insane. Do you think we'll ever see anything like Shohei Ohtani ever again?
No.
Never?
No.
Yeah, I do. I mean, okay, I'm not.
There's been 150 years of like Major League Baseball. There's never been a player like him. And people can say Babe Ruth. Wasn't good at pitching.
Babe Ruth.
There was never a player like Steph Curry either until he came along. Now everyone shoots the ball like that.
That's a completely different. Again,
I don't think it's okay to say we'll never see this again. I think
at this clip, I don't think we might not see this from him ever again, like yearly. We might see him with the bat again. I don't think you're ever going to see a 3-year stretch where a guy's this dominant on both sides of the plate. And he's not going to make the playoffs because he plays for a fucking shit team.
Yeah, well, that part of it is sad. But, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I agree to disagree. I don't know. When we're in our 50s and 20 years here, I could, or 30 years, I could see, some young buck kid from wherever around the world. I mean, baseball's growing so much. I don't know. I have to imagine we might see another all-star pitcher / hitter.
I hope. I love baseball. I think baseball
great for the game. Yeah.
Baseball's great. And the changes they made this year have made it super enjoyable. And there's nothing. And it's honestly the thing that's weird about baseball. Baseball's just not a national sport anymore. It's just super regionalized. You watch your team and that's it. Point blank. Some of the big guys, but it's not like. I even think the NHL is more nationalized where you're like, oh, McDavid's playing tonight on Wednesday night on TNT. Let's watch.
Right. I think Shohei kind of brings that appeal a little bit.
It's not the same. It's not. And Shohei, I actually kind of think does that, but it's more of a regional thing. You're like, oh, Shohei's in town. Let's go buy tickets to the game.
Right.
And NBA, it's national. And NFL, obviously, is the monster it is. So I don't know. I just thought it was interesting because I think. And no one talks of it. That's what sucks. Shohei's the best at his sport, I think, out of anyone in sports right now. And he's not really talked about it like that because baseball is such, like I said, a regionalized sport. And he plays for the fucking Angels.
And you only see him pitch every 5 days, too, which,
Yeah, but he's out there hitting every day.
Right. But I'm just saying, as far as him doing both.
Did you not watch the doubleheader where he shut us out the first game and then he hit 2 home runs the second game?
I might have watched one of the games. I don't necessarily.
It was
remember. It's hard for me to stay involved with Tigers baseball. You know that.
I'm just saying.
Both, yes, doubleheader. It was terrible.
Well, I was talking baseball. Good stuff, guys. All right, moving into the second half of the show here, but first, a word from our sponsors. This episode of the Viral Downtown podcast is presented by Beer League Sports. Beer League Sports is a custom jersey and apparel company for the Beer League athlete. Beer League Sports knows your competitive drive doesn't end after you get cut from your high school's JV team or blow your knee out playing kickball. As Beer League athletes, it's not just about playing the game you love, but it's about the pregame beers in the locker room, the postgame phone call from your wife when you were supposed to be home 2 hours ago, etc., etc. T-shirts, custom hoodies, hats, jerseys, whatever sport, whatever team. They'll make your design ideas come to life. They even made specialty jerseys for the NHL All-Star Game this year. Visit beerleaguesports.com to start your custom jersey order. Tell them Viral Downtown sent you for 10% off your order. beerleaguesports.com. Tell them Viral Downtown sent you. You get 10% off your order. Whatever you want, apparel, custom jerseys, you name it, they can do it. Second half of the show here, let's talk documentaries. Netflix Untold, they do those sports documentaries. What are some of the big ones they've done? That was Malice at the Palace, one of the Untold ones.
Which was trash.
Yeah, that was not good.
Malice at the Palace. They did the one that was really good was a Breakpoint about I don't know what tennis player it was. It's an American dude. Is it Marty Fish? I don't know. It was really good. That one was really good. And then there's been a couple other ones. And then they just did the Johnny football one and the Swampkins, which I appreciate. I appreciate a seasonal documentary to get me ready for college football. Like, it made me get jacked up for that. But I'm just so fucking sick and tired now. Like, the 30 for 30s when they came out when we were like in 09, like when we were 10. Like, the first 3 seasons of 30 for 30s were usually fucking awesome.
Yeah.
They all were super in depth. They taught, like, if you liked sports, they like taught you things that you didn't know. All these fucking things, especially the Johnny Manziel and the Swampkins things, are so surface level. If you have any interest in this thing, it's not like they're basically presenting it like you don't know anything about these people, and it fucking bugs the shit out of me. You know what I mean? It just the Johnny Manziel documentary was 45 minutes.
Yeah, it definitely was not long enough. I appreciated hearing the backstory of, like, because I didn't know anything about Johnny Manziel coming out of high school. No one really did, I feel like, because it was just an under the radar thing. A&M was new to the SEC, but I do remember the whole Johnny Manziel craze of like how good A&M got because of him. But I agree, where it's like a lot of it was just like the lead up to all the bullshit he got into. I wish you saw a bit more about his like NFL career. I feel like they kind of rushed that. But the story of Johnny Manziel as a whole, I remember saying when he came out of college, I knew he was going to be a bust, because you guys know me. I'm a big heart, hustle, effort, attitude guy. With Johnny Manziel was none of it. I knew he was an egotistical prick. Now, granted, you look back at like what he went through, and he went through some mental health struggles, and he talked about taking his own life, which obviously is some really scary, serious shit. And I believe that he was in that bad of a headspace, but just like I don't think that we could grasp in our time how big he was, like off the field. We watched Johnny Manziel as like, he can ball, he's a great quarterback, he's put A&M on the map, he does the money Manziel thing, like he's got that swag, he's cool, but like all the stuff behind the scenes that I didn't realize about how popular he was, from just like signing autographs and the millions of dollars he brought in from donors. And like, you think about, and this conversation comes up a lot now with all this NIL stuff in college football, which even still, like, is just crazy, the world we live in now with college sports. But can you imagine the amount of money Johnny Manziel would have made, like, legally during the NIL era? I mean, it's insane how, like, what, I can't believe how, and that to me goes to show. I've always been against paying college athletes, because I always think like, well, you get to go to school for free, you eat for free, you get free clothes, you get to live that lifestyle. But there is so much money that surrounds universities and college athletics, specifically college football. I would, if someone out there can do the math on the amount of money that he missed out on, I mean, it's crazy the life this guy lived.
Yeah, I mean, what's it called? I was a huge Johnny Manziel, because that was like peak. Like, you're like, what? When did that happen? 2013?
Did you want to be Johnny Manziel?
I bought a Johnny Manziel jersey that year. Still have it, the Adidas one.
Knew it.
I didn't want to be Johnny Manziel. He was a fucking awesome football player. And what's called? It's pretty hard to make Texas A&M look cool, because it's probably the least cool university you could probably go to. And he made him look cool and completely changed the perception of Texas A&M. Because Texas A&M, if you look at them, they're a complete fucking joke for the way they keep. People talk about A&M like there's this elite program. They haven't won anything in like legit 60 years. People like in the state of Michigan used to give Michigan a bunch of shit. They're like, oh, half your wins are against like the school for the blind. Texas A&M is like 10 times worse than that. They think they're on the level of like UT and all these other schools, and they haven't won anything ever. They like never won the Big 12. They're never going to win SEC. So it's kind of funny to see Manziel kind of elevate it. I just want to, the Swampkins thing, the Florida one, I know you guys both didn't watch it. I just fucking hate when they just like gloss over. And I know they have, if they're going to get people to be interviewed, and I guarantee you Urban Meyer probably didn't want to be interviewed if they were going to go into the details of how they basically had a bunch of guys who were getting arrested a lot in Gainesville, and they weren't any repercussions like ever for these guys. I think Carlos Dunlap got a DUI like 2 days before the SEC championship game, and I'm pretty sure, I don't know if he played, but I'm like 2 days before, pretty sure he was in Atlanta. So like, I don't know. It just drives me crazy when and that's the thing that they didn't used to do in these sports documentaries. Like, and I think it's probably just people are making documentaries because they're easy and they're cheaper to make than like a movie, and they make money. And I don't know, it just bugs the shit on me. Just go more in depth, because someone like me who watches and loves sports, I know what happened like in the season. I know I want to hear more of like, oh, so this week during practice, this, and this, and this. Oh, this is what happened when this guy got arrested. Like, oh, like Marquise and they didn't even have the Pouncey twins in the documentary. They didn't have Percy Harvin in the documentary. Like, how do you even have that documentary if you don't have those players in it?
Was
they
it
didn't
good?
even talk about Aaron Hernandez.
Like, they didn't talk about Aaron Hernandez?
I get that's been like, it's no, I get it, but like you could just be like, yeah, like they talked about one thing about him beating the shit out of a guy at a restaurant that called him a racial slur, which is not crazy. That's like that's a normal thing, but like they didn't talk about anything about the Pounceys, like Carlos Dunlap, all these guys who got in a lot of trouble and they were allowed to fucking play because Urban Meyer didn't care. So, and then they just sugarcoat everything that Meyer does, even though Meyer's he's a crazy person. So, I don't know. And like Tim Tebow's like voice, they just suck. So, for anyone who hasn't watched it,
Tim Tebow balanced that whole team out, though. He made up for all the bullshit that was going on with that
Tebow
team.
was awesome, too. I love Tebow, too. I just love college football and stuff, but if you're like getting excited for that, lower your expectations. If you don't know anything about what happened at all, and you're just curious to what these people are and what happened during this time, go ahead. It's more of that. It's more of an introduction to what this is. It's not a deep dive. So you might as well just have like the championship DVD given out instead of fucking making a documentary, because it's not a documentary.
Gator fans, you just won the national championship.
Basically.
Trent, what do you think? You saw the Johnny Manziel one, or you didn't see either?
Seen neither. So I will watch
brutal.
Look, I live with two Cleveland Browns fans. They hate Johnny Manziel because he came in and just was brutal, waste of a pick.
Well, Johnny Manziel hated himself too, Trent. He did not like himself.
Well, I didn't say anything about that. We're not going there. I think we should turn the page.
Okay, that's fair enough. All right, I was talking sports documentaries. Let's wrap the show up here before we do our draft. So on the heels of our mock draft last week, which you can go see all of our draft picks on the Viral Downtown Instagram page. You can check that out. Ryan Collins was the winner. We let you guys vote on the Instagram story. Collins, you won this week, so you're 1-0. Trent and I 0-0. We had to post we'll post the graphic from week 1 too. If you didn't listen to the first 2 episodes of the Viral Downtown podcast, check them out. They're on Spotify. They're on YouTube. Even if you don't want to listen to the sports talk, we talked about aliens week 1, but we have all the drafts we'll do every week. So go check those out. They're a lot of fun. But before we get into that, so on the heels of our fast food draft now, so what is it? Subway is being sold?
Something like that.
Something like that. Is that big news?
I don't know, but Core put it in the dot, and I was just thinking, if you were to take over, this doesn't have to be long. If you had to take over like one fast food or fast casual thing, and you can make one change to make it better, what would you do? Because everyone has a specific place that they like to eat at, but something that they do just eats at them. You're like, what the fuck are we doing here? Figure it out. Or like, oh, you need to bring this one menu item back. You know what I mean? Like, do you have one place where you can think of something like that? I have one.
Okay,
well I would just say before you go, I think the one great thing that so Curtis put it in the chat. Subway said Thursday it will be sold to Rourke Capital, a private equity firm with expertise in restaurant management that can help the sandwich chain expand and improve its stores. Terms of the deal weren't disclosed. Hold on that. The one thing I will say that I do appreciate that places do now is the kiosks, where you can like go up in McDonald's or Taco Bell and you can order on the kiosk. I think that's great, like that, because you can eliminate needing someone at the counter for the most part to do that kind of stuff. This thing with Subway,
Voice Rabs wants to take away jobs from the hardworking people.
No, I don't want to take away jobs. It's more about get the food out, and efficiency. 9.55 billion is what they're valued at. Subway.
Subway's has the most franchises in the world.
Is it really? That's
yeah.
Great fun fact. Here's
More
my
than
thing.
McDonald's? That's wild.
Yeah.
Subway.
They have a
Subway
super low franchise fee. That's why.
Well, it just goes to show that eating fresh has its benefits.
Well, Subway, when Subway hit the scene, I feel like Subway walked so like your Potbellies and Jersey Mike's and Jimmy John's of the world could run. Like I was always Subway and Quiznos, at least around here. It was Subway and Quiznos. They kind of put Quiznos under, which I think I've had Quiznos one time in my life. Fantastic. And I do feel like it was a better sandwich.
Oh, it was better bang for your buck too.
But Subway just became, dude. When you want the fast food sub, it was Subway. I'm just telling you, I couldn't tell you the last time I was at a Subway. I don't know if I'll ever go again, because I feel like every time you go into Subway, you can be in there for 5 minutes. You come out smelling like the bread. Like you just smell like the bread for the rest of the day. I personally
like the smell of a Subway.
I love the smell. Also, I eat Subway very, very often. Also, something that I'll throw in there.
Really? Very, very often.
I eat there very, very often, probably like once a week.
Okay.
The slogan of Eat Fresh is marketing genius, because it makes people, right, wrong, or indifferent, it makes people think they're eating healthier than the fast food opposition.
Yeah, well,
you know what I'm saying?
That's the thing. That's the thing. That's where Subway made their money, is because they came in here.
Food and that kind of stuff.
They came in and were like, eat fresh. Unfortunately, the spokesperson they used didn't pan out, Jared Fogle. You know how that one worked. But Subway came out hot out the gate with that. And to their credit, like, Subway made you believe that you didn't have to exercise, you didn't have to do anything except go to Subway every day, eat subs, and you would lose weight. Like that's what I anticipated when I heard Eat Fresh and they showed you how much weight Jared Fogle lost. I was like, all you got to do is eat Subway all the time and you'll lose a shit ton of weight. But as you come to learn and like you kind of see the things that are sitting out there on the line, and then you do the cold cut combo, and like all the cold cuts are made from like the same version of turkey with just different colors. Like it gets scary, man. There's just better. There is Trent, and maybe it's a matter of convenience by you, but like every sub place is better than Subway. Every single sub place is better.
Not true, but
Subway's like not, and Subway's like not. They used to play on the $5 foot long.
Oh, it's expensive.
They're not as cheap as they used to be. It's expensive now.
Well, everything is.
You're right. It's not like any of the other sub places are cheap.
The McFlurry is like $4 now. Shout out to my.
I know that. Well, so you think that Subway is a reputable food brand?
The Subway gets shit on too much because people are
completely customize what you want on it.
Well, you can do that at any sandwich.
Do that anywhere.
Yeah, that was a crazy argument.
It's not always going to be right. It's not always going to be right.
Trent, let me take care of this.
Subway, they're doing it right in front of you.
Every other place does that, Trent.
What sub place do you go to? They like take it back. I gotta take the
ingredients back and
clean it up. Jimmy John's does not do that. You don't see what gets put on your sub at Jimmy John's. You put your order in.
You know what's going in there.
You can peek over the glass a little bit.
But what I'm saying, you can tell the person as they're making it, I want more of that. I want less of that.
Okay, I hear you. Core just threw in the oven at Subway is key. There is something about the Subway oven. The Subway's has the oven down and the cookies.
First of all, cookies. Subway is almost like a cheat meal. You're like, I'm gonna like get a foot long garlic herb cheese bread, get it toasted, get a chicken bacon ranch, and get the Southwest ranch on it. Whatever.
Dude, that is like my order. That is like my order to it.
It's so good. It's so good. And you're like, this is probably like fake meat. I don't really give a shit.
Yeah,
it tastes awesome.
Right.
By the way, let me save myself a little bit here. I'm not saying Subway's the best sub on the market. I'm just saying.
Oh, it's good. It's not, but it's good.
For Rabs to sit here and just make the erroneous claim that every sub chain is better, I vehemently disagree with that.
What sub chain is not better than Subway?
Sub chains. I will say this, Rabs.
I want Collins' answer first.
I'm not saying Subway's like better than like DeBella's or DeBella's is fire.
Never been to Bella's.
Jersey Mike's is fire. Subway's just like you know what you're getting. Know what I mean?
I would say, let me make this argument.
And they're
I think
everywhere. So
Subway
you're like,
is,
you know what? A safe place to eat Subway. I'm gonna send you a
Subway. Okay, but also any chain is the same anywhere too. I don't know what you're saying. Subway is to the sub industry.
It's not though. It's not.
Subway is to the sub industry.
Core, by the way,
Caesars
Core just
is
said
to the
Penn
pizza
Station.
industry.
Talked about an expensive sub. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Penn
It's
Station. And they're going to
fantastic,
sell
but,
you
like,
on the lemonade, the cookie, the fries. Yeah, Penn Station
But like,
is up there.
like Penn Station, like get a fucking grip. Even before
I don't like the
inflation,
sizes. I feel like
get a grip.
I feel like Penn Station gives you the options of you can get like an 8, you can get an 8-inch, you can get an 11-inch, you can get a 13-inch, or like a 17-inch. Like those
It's like
fucking
the 17
sizes are
inches
crazy.
your fucking mortgage.
7, yeah. But I just, as I said, Subway is to the sub industry as Little Caesars is to the pizza industry. It's fast. It's the fast food version of what it is. That's it.
Are you about to talk shit about Little Caesars? Because
I was
we're
going
gonna
to say because Little Caesars.
No, I'm not. But you know, like you can't put Little Caesars in the same category as like Domino's, Hungry
Yeah, I
Howie's,
can. Yeah, I can. Yeah, I can.
Well, you can't. You can't. It's different.
I can, and I will, and I am.
Okay, well, it's completely different. You're
not.
conflict of interest. You used to work there. Caesar's made.
And I still fucking love it. That's when you know they run a world class organization.
I used to work at Bruce Pizza. Shout out.
Love LC. Love
Okay,
LC.
back to the original thing that you brought up about what were you fucking saying? If you had
what's it called? You said you like the kiosk. I was gonna say for Chipotle, and I know everyone's like, "Oh, you say the name wrong." I don't give a fuck. That's how I say it. Get rid of online ordering. Just in general, make everyone go through the assembly line and pay there. That would cause fix all their issues. You
would set this country back 25
No,
years.
I wouldn't, because I lived in a world and I went to Chipotle's where they didn't have it before. And this is a modern invention when I think I was probably a senior in high school, and the whole place has gone downhill ever since. I lived in a place where if you have just the one assembly, it's in, you're out. You're in, you're out. You're not getting screwed over if you order a chicken bowl on DoorDash and they absolutely put nothing on it. The minimum's being done when you get an online bowl. And then when you get an online bowl, the in-person bowl's sloppy too. The whole fucking operation has gone downhill ever since they got allowed online ordering for Chipotle. And it's just them.
Have you seen the Chipotle
It's honestly
now?
just them. Everywhere else is fine. It's that they need to get rid of it.
You can order online at Chipotle and then go through a drive-through lane and they'll like hand it to you out the window.
There's one of those in Okemos.
Okay, very cool.
Shout out Okemos.
No, seriously, they need to get it together and not just get rid of it.
I'm sorry to hear you're so upset about it.
It's the whole. I mean, I'll still go there like 4 or 5 times a month, but like get it together.
Trent, what would you change?
Okay, this is specific to McDonald's, but I would have someone hired to literally just babysit the ice cream machine and make sure that it's working at all times. I mean, come on. Like,
it's never working.
It's never working, and they always have some bullshit excuse. It's always like, oh, well, it's got to get cleaned. Well, then have someone fucking clean it. Have the ice cream boy who's, 15 years old, not making quite as much as the other people. Just bring him in and let him take care of that. You know what I mean? It's a perfect job it's a perfect first job for somebody. I cleaned the ice cream machine at McDonald's. I don't need to be taking orders and stuff. I just clean the machine, and I make sure it runs, and I babysit it. And I watch everyone with a smile on their face when they have their McFlurry or their Shamrock Shake or whatever the case may be. Fix that. That's what I would do. How's that?
I love that. Love that, Trent. There's no bigger disappointment when you go into a drive-through line. You're like, can I get a cone? Oh, sorry, your ice cream machine's down. And you're just like, do you want anything else? You're like, nope. There's nothing more awkward than going around the drive-through without getting food.
Have a good night. Thank you. That's funny.
I would still say serving breakfast? Nope. I'll see you. You have a nice day.
Okay. I would say if there's one thing I could change, I feel like fast food environments, first of all, if they started serving booze, like, could you imagine? I know the Taco Bell has the cantinas. Yeah, like at the Taco Bell cantina, if like McDonald's was serving beers and you're like, you're going to watch the
Taco
Super
Bell
Bowl
does.
with your
Like you
buddies.
said, the cantinas, they do it at some locations.
Yeah, but like I would like to see a more inviting environment where like there's like TVs and couches and you can like hang out and have some drinks and also have some soft tacos, beef and cheese only, no lettuce.
So you're
Like
just
that's-
having
McDonald's
so you're
lounge.
going to like McDonald's and have it crushing like a sits or a bud and watching.
Well,
the game.
because that's the thing. Like McDonald's back in the day used to be classy. You used to go there, you got your cheeseburger, it was well made, your fries, it was 15 cents, your Coke. Now they got so much shit on the menu, and it's just a shit house when you go into McDonald's. I feel like if McDonald's were to market themselves more as like, you can come here and spend an evening. Like you can come here and sit down with a burger. Like it's almost like a make burgers great again type of deal. Like
It's
McDonald's
not,
burger.
yeah, but Rabs,
You think McDonald's burger like it's sloppy, it's shitty, you're just trying to get it in.
It's
If you
not
like
sloppy.
you have to market the burger as like this is an experience. And so if you can come into a McDonald's and there's couches and there's TVs.
Are you saying BYOB?
No, they would sell booze.
I don't think that would work out in any college town. I think that place would there'd be murders that happen.
Dude, the
in
McDonald's in
college
Michigan
town.
State is the
It's
McDonald's
the greatest
in Michigan
place
State.
ever. Shout out to the double decker McDonald's on
You
Cedar
could make a
Village.
document like that could have its own 30 for 30 documentary.
No, but if they had
I've been in
alcohol
there
there,
on some
people would die.
Crazy nights.
They had
Yeah.
security guards in there with no alcohol.
I saw
That
that.
place was
Yeah.
chaos.
In that famous video, if anyone's ever seen that video of that girl trying to twerk on that guy and he's trying to make out with the guy, and he's like, "Oh no, do you mind?" And then she
Yeah.
ends up making out with the friend in line. It's a famous video. That was at that McDonald's upper decker thing.
I have been in. First of all, every time I've been in there, the upper deck has never been open.
I've been there.
I've been in there so many times. Every time, dude. Like I have been in there late at night when I used to live in Cedar Village. There would be like 120 people in there, and you walk in, like it's gonna take you an hour to get your food, but you're drunk, so you don't care, and you just stay in the fight. You're like, you finally get up to the front, you order your food, you start having a conversation with a random group of people. You completely forget that you're even in McDonald's, and all of a sudden you hear order 519. You're like, oh shit, I'm 519. You snap out of it, get your food, you get out of there. You're like, nothing ever happened. Like no time passed. Trent, what were you trying to say? Sorry.
What's it called though? Rabs, I think I like the idea, but I think it works more in a Taco Bell and it works more in a place where it's like late night. I don't really get like McDonald's is kind of like a late night spot, but it's not. I feel like they're not open when you get back from the bars or something like that. I feel like that's more of like a Taco Bell Del Taco. I feel like Del Taco should like have a frozen margarita thing in their store. Maybe like a Tim Hortons or like, hey, fuck it, a little Irish coffee, start your day. I guess that would not be good for drinking and driving, but I didn't really think about that. But they could do the lit things like Louisiana does with those like slushies, because they have those drive-through slushy places in the South that have alcohol in it. So they could do some sort of lid situation. But I don't know, spitballing.
Trent, anything to add, sir?
Thumbs up. No, I think there's a million things wrong with the fast food industry, but that's the nature of the beast. So it is what it is.
Core chimed in about the McDonald's in East Lansing. Yeah, I've seen people fighting outside there one night. Yeah, it happens.
That's every night.
It happens. All right, let's do the draft. We are doing celebrity house party guest list. Celebrity house party guest list. In the spirit of it being welcome week, let's say you're hosting a frat party at your frat house, or you inviting celebrity wise. We have to pick a athlete, a musician, an actor or actress, a TV personality, and a wild card. I guess we'll go like this because we'll go off the results of the last draft. Collins, you were the winner. I was in second. Trent was in third. So Collins, we will let you pick first. You want to go first, second, or third?
I'll go first.
Okay, I am second on this. I was second last week. I will pick third. So Trent, that leaves you at number 2, if that's okay. So again, that's our categories. You have to pick a athlete, a musician, an actor or actress, a TV personality, and the wild card. Collins, kick it off.
Number 1, I think this is the easiest pick in the draft. 1-1, I think, for most people, if you have a brain. Charles Barkley.
Oh, really?
Wait,
Yeah.
okay.
Does he go under what? Okay, yeah. Timeout. Call it timeout.
Athlete.
Okay, now is this? Can you pick like
Yes.
He could be TV personality, but I'm putting him under my athlete.
Okay, so current or past athletes, like they don't have to be.
It doesn't have to be a current one. But if you want to allow me, I'm fine taking him in TV personality. It's up to you guys.
No, you can take it. You can take athlete. He was an athlete.
Good. That's
but
good.
Every story you hear about Charles Barkley is he's the greatest dude ever, and he just loves to have a couple pops, loves to gamble. Like I bet if I invite him over, like, hey, dude, there's a huge like SEC game on CBS in 10 minutes. Who do you like? He said, okay. So we're betting $100,000 on Missouri. He's like, I'll just put 25 in just for you if we win. Like I feel like you'd split the money with me. We would have a great time. Buy everyone beer. Shout out Chuck. Love Charles Barkley.
That's a great pick. I will pick my athlete first. Running to the podium. My favorite celebrity of all time, my favorite athlete, my favorite Detroit athlete, Dennis the Worm Rodman. Let's get the party going.
You want him at your house?
You've all seen The Last Dance, him in Vegas. He's bringing Carmen Electra. It's kind of a hack.
Yeah, but like, this is like Dennis and you want Dennis there now? It's kind of sad if he's there now.
I love Dennis now. I love Dennis.
Yeah, but it's like sad. You're like, this is sad. This is down away from him.
It'd be fun.
Would it?
Be a great time. Have you watched him in an interview recently?
I've watched him in interviews, Trent, but this is like washed up Dennis Rodman. This isn't like Dennis Rodman in his prime banging Carmen Electra.
He still wears sunglasses 24/7, loves to dye the hair. He's got a cigar lit all the time. He's got a cup.
Okay, I'm going to see how you play out your board, Trent, because this is a wild pick. I don't think you want to hang out with this guy for a whole night.
I want Dennis Rodman. I want all of Dennis
I will say,
Rodman.
if you're going to do it, like he can't be on a bachelor party or something like that. He's too big of a liability. But one night, maybe. So I think that would maybe be your argument.
Yes, perfect. There we go. Dennis Rodman's my number 2 pick. And if I had the first overall pick, he would have been very worthy of that as well.
Okay, very good. I will go 3 here, so I have back-to-back picks. I will take my athlete. I will go with – I think this is a unique draft because I don't know if we're going to have a lot of overlap here. Like, we can probably do our own thing here. I'm going to go with my athlete. I'm going to take Rob Gronkowski. I just feel like Gronk –
one of the worst picks I've ever heard in my entire life.
Okay. Rabs, I thought of that one. That went through my head. I think that's a great
just
pick.
Awful.
I mean, just talk about a guy that's just the life of the party, can probably crush a million beers, ladies' man. Like, you can rely on Gronk to get the whole party moving. You don't have to do a thing. He will be mixing, mingling, getting people up to dance. Will be playing games. Like, that's just the guy that you want to party with. I think, like, Gronk
is just – What type of party are you throwing? This is the thing about it. My people – and we thought about this like an hour ago. And throughout the show, I was saying what type of party I want to have. Think about, you can't just have, the crew is out of gel. You know what I'm saying?
My crew is going to gel. Let my crew get there to gel. I just think, I mean, dude, Gronk, when I think Gronk, I think he's a party animal. Great athlete, great tight end, party animal. I'm going for Project X vibes. I want the city to burn down.
Fuck that.
Which leads me to my next pick. My actor/actress category, I'm going to go with Charlie Sheen. Because you never know what you're getting with Charlie Sheen. And that could be...
What is... I mean, you guys are crazy.
Well, how is, again, for the 3rd episode in a row, how is anything in this discussion crazy?
I get what Rabs is saying. You're like, oh, I just want, like... So you got 2 uppers in that. I just
well,
how is that fun?
I mean, what are you gonna have people over for wine at your party and like charcuterie?
What are you gonna have them over for blow?
Well, what they can do whatever they want to do. It's a house party. It's my
That's
blood
what you're
of
with
the
Charlie.
century.
That's what you're doing with Chuck Sheen. Just doing blow everywhere.
I mean, dude, I'm just telling you
Different
what I would
folks,
want at my
different
party. I'm looking to have the party of the century. Now I have 2 guys. I have a guy that's going to start the party. I have the guy, but you never know what's going to go on with Charlie Sheen. But that guy can party. That's my pick.
You just can't have 2 wild cards, like 2 definite wild cards.
Well, let me round out the order. Trent, it's your turn.
We can't pick a dead person, correct? Like not.
No, you can't. I'll allow it.
Okay, because then my musician would be Prince easily. Have you seen the Dave Chappelle skit about
Yes,
the
I don't hate Prince.
Yes, that's my musician. I would have Prince. He'd be playing basketball in the blouses, that kind of thing.
He's
hilarious.
He's a small guy. He's not intimidating.
Super mysterious.
Brings the ladies.
Very fun to talk to. he would be like his own exhibit at the party.
Wait,
Like,
who'd you just pick? I was distracted.
Prince.
I mean, I probably knew who you were gonna pick. Like, I could have named you your whole draft.
Well,
You just want Prince because you like Prince.
No, Collins, can you back me up on this a little
Prince
bit?
is a good party guest. Have you ever seen the New Girl episode? That's what I just assume Prince does.
No.
Yeah, I have, and it's hilarious.
Good episode. Good TV show, by the way.
It is. It's very good. But yes, Prince. Rabs, what I said was, and I don't need to even repeat this because this is for the listeners, but he would just be very intriguing, interesting, fun to talk to. He does like the party. Unfortunately, that's what killed him. I love.
Is that how he died? I don't remember how he died.
He overdosed.
On what?
I don't exactly know. We don't need to get into all that. Whatever. I don't know.
Sorry.
I don't have no idea. No, I have no. I just don't know. I don't want to I don't want to miss.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
You know. Okay, that's what I got. Prince.
All right, Collins 2 in a row.
Okay. I don't think any of you guys are gonna take my pitch, so I don't really am concerned about when I draft them. So I'm gonna get TV personality out of the way. TJ Lavin, the host of the challenge.
I don't know who that is, dude.
Trent, do you know who that is?
I know of him now that you say he's the host of the challenge, but I wouldn't have known him. By name.
Pull up his him, Rabs, just so you'll know who he is.
What's his name?
I think he was a former BM TJ Lavin. He's hosted the challenge for 20 years, all-time reality show on MTV.
Former cyclist? Does that sound correct?
Oh yeah, BMX specialist turned TV host. Just seems like the coolest dude. Oh yeah, look at Labs. He's just
Labs.
If you watch
on a first name basis.
I mean, if you watch the challenge, TJ Lavin is just want to hang out with him. Okay, so that's my TV personality, and then my musician. This actually, I saw someone earlier this week about him. I would actually probably say Ed Sheeran because he's not the most intimidating with looks. He seems like a normal dude. We could just crush beers.
Oh, yeah, this sounds like the funnest party ever with Ed Sheeran. That's cool.
Yeah, it is. He's an awesome dude. I want normal, down to earth. We can have a couple beers, chat it, have a nice conversation, and then we let loose a little bit. These guys all let loose. They're not just crazy, coked out and crazy people like your guys is, but I didn't know that was the type of parties you guys wanted to go to.
Well, I was thinking Rager, admittedly. Yeah, I'm thinking Rager. That's what I'm thinking. So, are you finished, Collins?
Yeah, those are those are my two picks.
Okay, I'm gonna go actor. This is a little bit in the vein of Rabs' pick, Charlie Sheen, as far as the off the screen kind of stuff goes. But I'm taking Johnny Depp, the one, the only.
Okay, move on. He's canceled, Trent.
Oh, he's not. He won the
kidding.
Whatever.
I'm kidding, but I can't believe you put that is the weirdest pick I've ever.
It's more like I want Jack Sparrow at my party, and I need Jack.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you want like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, or?
Dude, that's weird. You want both of them there.
Look, I gotta pick an actor and actress. Admittedly, I'm not a huge movie guy outside of like the classics and the franchises. Like, I don't really know who else I'd pick. Like, I'm not gonna pick Al Pacino. He's fucking 80-something. I don't know. Johnny Depp. I think he'd be a good.
I would have liked Pacino better. You just rip Sids at the party the whole time.
Johnny Depp would be playing guitar with Prince in the corner, and everyone would be loving it.
I don't know. Prince, I mean, what's it called? Johnny Depp seems like a loser.
I think he's one of the coolest people on the planet.
What? What is up with you and Johnny Depp? I did not know. Trent, this honestly is throwing me off.
I have always loved Johnny Depp. Always been a Johnny Depp.
You like Pirates of the Caribbean? Is that why?
Yeah, love it.
Is it like your favorite movie or something?
Pirates of the Caribbean, Donnie Brasco.
Donnie Brasco's solid.
Donnie Brasco's great. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory's fun.
It's the worst movie I've ever seen.
Rango is funny. The Lone Ranger is
Rango. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is very uncomfortable. Yes, I would agree with that.
It stinks. It's terrible.
Johnny Depp is also just like, he's just more of like an icon. Like his iconic role, of course.
Yeah, an iconic weirdo.
No, dude, he's cool. You don't think he's cool?
No one does. He's weird.
Fashion, all that. Okay, all right, whatever.
You think Johnny Depp wants to watch sports with you? No.
That's not what I define as cool. I have other interests. I could.
I don't.
Rip the guitar with Johnny Depp. I'd love that. Okay, sorry, I don't want to take too much time on Johnny Depp. That's my actor/actress pick.
Okay, I will go to my musical artist now. I'm going to take Kesha. I feel like Kesha is a nice, just someone that could get trashed at the party. Seems like a good
I don't
time.
think she drinks anymore, but she is.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Can I
Tough
change my
balance, but
pick?
Kesha does rule. Kesha does
Can I
rule.
change my pick?
I'll let you change it just for graphic purposes.
Okay. I will take Miley Cyrus as my musician.
Oh yeah, I don't think she
That is
drinks
a musical
either.
artist. She really?
Even she would be a party regardless, so it doesn't matter.
Okay, so I will take Miley Cyrus. I will also take, for my TV personality, I will take Steve Harvey.
Love that pick.
Thank you.
He would be really preachy though about everyone getting messed up.
Well, I just feel like he would,
I'll tell you
would
something.
make everyone laugh.
Let me tell you something. That's not how you get a woman. That's like Steve Harvey would definitely be saying that to you.
Dude, he does, like, every now and then I'll come across these really crazy inspirational clips that Steve Harvey, I don't know where he talks about this stuff.
Oh, dude,
he's
he
got
writes
some really
all these
deep
books.
things to say. Does he?
Yeah, he had like a talk show basically. I love Steve Harvey. Family Feud is elite television. Love that pick. I love Steve Harvey.
Thank you very much.
Don't you have
Back to you. Back to you.
Don't you have two?
I did have two. I took Miley Cyrus and Steve Harvey.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Sorry. Okay. My TV person. This is really hard, but like I think you have to pick one of the Kardashian/Jenner girls. You just have to, and I would pick Kylie Jenner because I think she is.
Oh my God, she seems like such a wet blanket.
In my personal opinion,
Trent, your
Kylie
team's
Jenner.
terrible.
Wait, who'd you take? I had to step away from the computer.
Trent is probably the most fun out of all of us too. This is crazy.
What can I? I'll change. Can I pivot to Kris Jenner? Can I pivot? Would that be better?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't know.
Who'd you
Trent,
take?
you were like, I was expecting like a Motley Crue guy, Dennis Rodman.
You guys would have ripped me if I would have picked a Motley
If you
Crue.
went full on like we're having a debauchery.
I picked Kylie Jenner, and then Collins ripped me, and I started second guessing it.
You got a bizarre party. At least my party's fun.
I don't know Trent. What are you guys going to talk about at this party?
Kylie would bring all the chicks in.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I mean, who
Good for the
would
ratio.
bring more girls into the party? Like I think the Jenners/Beyonce, that might be a good pick. Beyonce would bring in like more girls than any dude on the planet. They would bring in more girls than Harry Styles would, because it would just be like yes, because it's Kylie
Harry
Jenner.
Styles would suck at a party too. He would just take. I mean, everyone would just want to be talking to him.
Yeah, you can't. Right, exactly.
Okay,
Yeah.
I want Kylie Jenner. Final answer. I'm not gonna let you guys muddy my water or whatever the hell the phrase.
Muddy the waters. I just think I think your draft's terrible. I'm sorry, Trent.
Okay, well
I only say two because we're friends.
I don't even know who your TV guy is, so that's that.
The people will know Lavin. He's a beast. So
okay.
So Collins, you got two.
No, this is my last one.
This is? Do I have another one?
We're only doing 4, right?
No, we got a wild card too.
Oh, okay. Ooh. I almost want to go double TNT and just get the boys together, but I'm not going to do that because I think putting Kenny to Jet Smith on the graphic would be quite awkward, and I don't think people would appreciate it. Shout out Kenny to Jet. Love that guy. Inside the NBA. Ernie Johnson would be a good wild card pick here. I'm not going to take him here. Oh, God, this is tough. I'll go actresses. I had this in my mind. I'm going to go Jennifer Lawrence because I just think she's funny. Saw her movie Hard Feelings, pretty good. I think she, again, real person. I feel like she could laugh at herself, actually. And it doesn't help that she's like one of the most beautiful people in the world. So I don't hate J-Lo. She's funny too. I like someone who's funny. I want to be cracking jokes.
Okay, so this is my last pick, my wild card.
Wait, do I have 2 then?
Yeah, you have 2, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't believe I didn't take this. Michael Jordan. Are you kidding me?
That's good.
Michael and Chuck just together, just gambling, yelling at each other, smoking cigars. Michael is like, I like get concerned when I look at Michael Jordan's eyes because I'm like, you drink every night. You can just tell. And I'm like, but he would bring a great dynamic, get a little competitive nature there. I need MJ there.
All right, my wild card. I have some names written down as I was brainstorming this. I think Beyonce would be very, very, very fun. She'd be great for the dance, great for that kind of stuff. But I'm going to pick the Prince of Darkness himself, Ozzy Osbourne. That is my wild
I
card.
like that.
That's not bad.
First of all, Trent, you have. I don't think I would come to the party, but I would love to hear about what happened in that stay.
Okay, that's fair. That's a compliment. It's not for everybody.
Trent, I would go to your party, Trent.
Thank
Ozzy
you.
Osbourne just eating bats, and
Yeah.
that'd be cool.
Yep, of course.
I would say, okay, so my last pick here for my wild card. A lot of different ways I could go. I was leaning Stu Feiner, but I don't know if the masses if the masses know who Stu Feiner is.
Running like King fucking Kong. Just
I am going to go with John Daly. Just a guy. You just need a guy that can just crush beers and will be up until 6 o'clock in the morning, smoking cigarettes. You know he's going on the McDonald's run at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Just crushing Diet Cokes.
Yes, just world
I'm trying not
renowned.
to drink, guys. He has like 7,000 Diet Cokes at the party.
world renowned party guy. So my house party guest list, celebrity house party guest list, which in reality, like I don't know what the right way to do this list was, but I tried my best. Rob Gronkowski, Charlie Sheen, Miley Cyrus, Steve Harvey, John Daly. That's mine. Trent, recap for the people if you even remember.
Prince, Dennis Rodman, Johnny Depp, Kylie Jenner, Ozzy Osbourne.
Colin, do you remember yours?
Charles Barkley, Michael Jordan, Jennifer Lawrence, TJ Lavin, and Ed Sheeran. I love my party.
I'm curious to see what the people think. You can vote on the Viral Downtown Instagram, which is at Viral Downtown. We'll post it on the Instagram stories. I have no feel for this. I don't know if I had a good draft. I have no idea. And I'm not a big party guy, if you can't tell. So
me either. It's a Thursday night and we're recording.
Oh, how about this? Honorable mention. Hasbulla. But I'm not sure how old Hasbulla is.
We don't speak the same. It would be cool to have him there. We just don't speak the same language, so
yeah,
it would be tough to communicate.
Rams, I can't believe you didn't take Stu.
Well, I don't know if the masses know Stu.
That's just not what I love Stu, but Stu, yeah.
Also, I want to throw this out there for Collins' sake before we wrap. Couple guys on my list for the TV people were Terry Bradshaw, Andy
I would have loved that.
Andy Cohen would be great because he'd be running around talking shit about everybody.
Dude, that was a huge mess. I should have took Andy Cohen over Lavin.
And then last,
I don't really know who Andy Cohen is.
Speaking of the whole canceled thing and whatever, Chris Harrison, a little bit of hot water. I think he'd be hilarious at a party. Hilarious.
What's still? They need to bring Chris Harrison back to The Bachelor. It's lost its luster without
him. Why is he gone?
It was like a whole thing. I don't know. It was basically like someone on the show did something pretty racist, and
he didn't support it.
The whole thing is she won the show, and they were doing interviews before the show ended. So he, being who he was, like someone who was an executive producer, trying to like stay with, know what I mean? Trying to have her perceived to look better on the show because he's trying to protect his asset or whatever. He basically like attacked the people asking questions. He looked like an idiot doing that. And then after that, it was like in that time where everything was super sensitive. So he was gone, but they need to bring him back. I think all is forgiven. I think everyone can get over what happened. Say a couple sorries and get back to it, Chris.
Okay. Simple as that. All right, guys, that was episode 3 of the Viral Downtown podcast. Thank you guys for listening. We are on Spotify. We are also on YouTube if you want to watch the full-length episode. I don't know how Core did this. You can literally watch the episode as you listen on Spotify. Like the video is, I don't even know how that happened, but Core made that work. The Instagram at Viral Downtown. We're on Twitter or X or whatever it's called too. We're everywhere. So thank you guys for listening. Thank you to Beer League Sports for sponsoring this podcast. Again, beerleaguesports.com. Tell them Viral Downtown sent you for 10% off your order. Sounds great. We'll see you next time. Wash your hands. Keep in touch.